So at one point, Jesus was talking to a rich man, and the rich man wanted to know what he had to do to inherit eternal life. And Jesus said, obey the commandments. And the man said, well, I've done all that since my youth. What else do I need to do? And Jesus said, go and sell all your possessions and give to the poor, and then come follow me. And the rich man went away sad because he had a lot of wealth and he didn't want to give it up. And Jesus told his disciples, it's easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to enter the kingdom of heaven. And some people say that the eye of a needle was a real place and camels really could go through it or not go through it because it was a certain size or whatever. And some people say, no, Jesus was talking about the literal eye of a needle and how ridiculous it would be for a camel to go through that. So there's an ongoing debate about what Jesus was talking about with this parable. Now, all that aside, I think the point is pretty clear. The point isn't that we would debate what Jesus was talking about with this eye of the needle and a camel and all that stuff. The point is simply that it's difficult for a rich person to see their wealth in such a way as to be able to follow Jesus even while they're wealthy. For this person that Jesus was talking to, their wealth was an obstacle for them following Jesus. And the thing is, Jesus doesn't necessarily require every person who's wealthy to give up all of their wealth to follow Jesus. But for this person, Jesus knew that his wealth was an idol in his life, and he would not truly follow Jesus unless he gave it up. We need to be willing to give up all of our wealth for Jesus. We need to see our wealth not as ours to hoard, but as God's to use as he sees fit. We're simply stewards of what God has given us. Now, that being said, there are actually quite a few people in the Bible who didn't give up all of their wealth in order to follow Jesus. There were wealthy women, for example, who followed Jesus and supported Jesus in ministry with the wealth that God continued to bless them with. But I think the key difference is seeing our wealth a certain way. Do you see your money as yours to hoard, or do you see it as yours to use for God's glory? Jesus said in another place, don't gather up treasures for yourself on earth where moth and rust destroy and where thieves break in and steal, but rather gather up for yourselves treasures in heaven where moth and rust don't destroy and thieves cannot break in and steal. Because here's the thing, where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. Do you find your treasure in things of this earth or in Jesus? Place your faith in Jesus and he will never disappoint. God bless you. We'll see you again tomorrow.